How's it going, everyone? Coach Javi here. Sorry, I'm just finishing up my Tootsie Roll. Breakfast Tootsie Roll. They make special breakfast Tootsie Rolls. Low in calories, low in sugar. We're over here at a local high school where we're going to do another training session. Again, trying to continue the back from retirement or coming out of retirement series, episode 2. Actually, I'm just kidding. I don't even know what episode this is, but just another training video. We're out here trying to do a little bit of a session. For this one, just a soccer ball and a few cones. We're not going to need any hurdles or anything else besides that. So, hope you guys are ready. Let's get straight into it.
Appreciate your sound.
Alright, how's it going, everyone? So we're going to do a little bit of a voiceover. I feel like that's a little bit more educational and informative. As you guys can see, Coach Javi's doing the extensive warm-up just because it's been so long since I've actually been, training consistently. So want to make sure I take a little bit of extra time warming up those hamstrings, warming up the groin area. Those are the two muscle groups that really I struggle with a lot. So after the warm-up, we're just doing some ball mastery, some core exercises. If you're doing an individual session, I highly recommend doing a lot of these. I like to switch it up every once in a while, do different variations, but for the most part, I try to stick with maybe a total of like 5 or 6 different variations and really try and focus on mastering those. Because I did some of the very basic ones in one of my last videos or one of my previous videos, I wanted to do just a few different variations here. So it's all about getting touches on the ball with different parts of your foot. Getting creative, really. When I come to the sessions and I just put the cone down and I start doing the core exercises, I might have 1 or 2 written in my book, but for the most part, I get creative as I go and I see what different variations I can do. So Georgie was there doing a training session on his own, and while he was there, I was asking him if he knew of any different variations that I could do.
Appreciate your sound, need a renovation.
Make sure you guys are checking out Champion Grind. Use your code HAVI10 to get 10% off your order. Don't worry too much about the speed. You guys are going to get faster as you go along and as you get better. Focus on getting the rhythm down, getting the pattern down, and then build up the speed slowly. Personally, for me, I like to break up my sessions between some ball work and some speed and agility. So for some exercises, I use the ball, and then for some exercises, it's just a lot of fast footwork. Very, very simple for this one. All I did was just set up a line of cones, 5 cones, and I'm just doing a few different variations and using this as a little bit of a fitness exercise. As you can see for this one, I went for about 30 to 40 seconds, and the longer you go, it's obviously going to tire you out more. I'm working on making sure my hands are moving with my feet. I'm coordinated, and when I get to the ends, I'm balancing on that one foot, but I'm trying to get the rhythm down and get the movements right, so I'm getting those knees up, and like I said, using my arms to alternate with my feet. The next one is just in front and behind. The rhythm for this one and the pattern and the movement is pretty easy, so I'm just trying to go as fast as I can, and I'm trying to push myself a little bit. So again, another 30-40 seconds of work for this one. As you can see, my speed kind of varies a little bit because I think I started out a little too fast and then I started slowing down a little bit, but I'm trying to focus on my footwork, making sure the steps are quick, and again, using it as a fitness exercise. When you guys do speed and agility, quick stuff like that, make sure you guys properly warm up your knees. Coach Javi's had some knee injuries in the past. I had surgery on this knee, and just in general, my knees are hard to get warmed up properly, so make sure you guys take the extra bit of time to get a good warm up before you do some speed and agility and lots of stuff where you're cutting really quickly, because it can take a toll on your knees. So the last one of these was 2 up, 1 back. And as you can see at the very beginning, I'm kind of just trying to get the rhythm down. This is a new one for me, so I'm just trying to figure it out before I start speeding it up. And as I go, you can see that I start moving my feet a little bit quicker. Again, because it's new, I'm not trying to go super fast right away. I'm just trying to get the pattern down and then slowly build up the speed. So as you get more advanced and you do different variations, don't get frustrated if you can't get them down. Just start off very, very slowly, work your way into it, and then you can speed it up later.
Appreciate your sound.
So for this last exercise, it's a fitness exercise and incorporating some dribbling as well. So it's about 20 yards long, so each cone is about 5 yards apart. I start on one cone at the beginning, and then I just go in a diagonal pattern. When I get to the end, I go straight across, and then I come back diagonally through the other side. I went there and back twice, and I also want to compare with Georgie, because as Georgie was doing his session, he saw what I was doing and he wanted to try it out and he wanted to see how fast he could do it. And we kind of had a little bit of a debate or a little argument, because he thought since I'm faster than him, I was going to do this much quicker than him. But I told him that it's all about ball control, and you guys will see what I mean in the next clip. So Georgie's out here doing a session. He's going to try and do, let's try and do both of the ones that I just did. Now I'll put our times in so you guys could see I'm coming out of retirement, so I'm still barely getting into it. Georgie's been training on his own for a while, so he should be pretty good at this, so we'll see. But I told him it's not about speed. This one's all about ball control, Georgie. If you can control the ball, keep it under control the whole time, you should get a good time. All right, let's do it, Georgie. So as Georgie's going, I want you guys to really focus on how sharp his movements around the cones are and how quickly he can move that ball while still maintaining it really close to his feet. So Georgie's obviously a professional footballer, and you should be able to tell the difference between him and me in terms of just how sharp he is on the ball, how sharp his cuts are, and just a control factor overall. Georgie's not the fastest player. It's just one of those things that speed might not necessarily be a strength, but he's been able to balance that by really focusing on his touch, obviously his tactical ability as well. But I just wanted to show you guys his version of this, or his rep in doing these, because you can see the difference between a professional footballer and someone who's, you know, kind of retired and trying to come back into it. Shout out to my boy Georgie. I told him all this stuff, no matter how fast you are, how slow you are, it's all about ball control. It's very little to do with speed, and it's all about being able to keep the ball close to your feet. Because I know a lot of players who are very, very fast, but when you put a ball at their feet, they lose all of that speed because they can't control the ball quickly. So the fastest players that you see are the ones that don't lose very much speed when they have the ball at their feet.
Yeah, guys, I'm in shape.
Another session in the books, ladies and gentlemen. Little by little, we're getting back into it. Just some things to take into account when you guys are not in your best physical condition is take it easy, build into it. Make sure you guys give yourself enough time to really start training and to not put yourself at risk for any type of injury. Like I said, when I do this kind of stuff, sometimes the speed and agility and the quick cuts, they hurt my knees, especially on the turf. So I'm just gonna have to give myself a little bit more time before I really crank it up. That's the session. Make sure you guys go check out my podcast channel. I'll link that up here somewhere and in the description. And make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel if you aren't already, because Coach Hive is getting back into it, doing a lot more training videos and a lot more content for you guys. Until next time, and adios, muchachos.